this together. And together, we can write the next great chapter on the sidewalks of New York.
Brad Lander, the New York City Comptroller, will challenge Mayor Eric Adams in next year's Democratic primary. Lander launched his campaign today with this video criticizing Adams' leadership. He is the most prominent candidate yet to take on the incumbent mayor. But now with Lander throwing his hat in the race, it already has us talking about 2025.
Man, can we get through 2024 first?
I know.
Just kidding. Well, Morgan McKay joins us now. So Lander is now the second serious contender here. Walk us through his decision to run.
Look, City Comptroller Brad Lander has been teasing for months now that he's going to run for mayor. But like you guys said, with so much happening with this election cycle in 2024, many people are questioning the timing of this announcement.
We're in this together.
And with that, City Comptroller Brad Lander announces his run for New York City mayor. Lander on Good Day New York says that one of his main platforms will be outlining how he plans to help those on the subway and streets struggling with mental illness.
We'll put forward a plan for how we connect people to services and stable housing.
Now, there is no love lost between Mayor Eric Adams and Lander, who has consistently pushed back on many policy decisions made by Adams. So when asked about the announcement, Adams said,
I thought his announcement was to go to assist the first woman of color to be the president of the United States, not take the second man of color from being the mayor of the city of New York.
Taking a slightly different tone, political analyst Chris Coffey says that the campaign was rolled out nicely, but also questioned the timing of such an announcement.
We, New York Democrats, should really be focused on this presidential race, and any distraction from that presidential race is dollars and time away from knocking on doors and making sure that we elect the first black woman president. I think it's a very compelling argument.
Right now, there are two other candidates in the mayoral Democratic primary race. State Senator Zellner Myrie and running for the second time, former Comptroller Scott Stringer. Both candidates raised more than Lander according to the latest fundraising totals filed with the Board of Elections. But there is still one more candidate that could completely change the landscape of the race. Former Governor Andrew Cuomo, who, according to numerous sources close to him, is considering a mayoral run next year. Coffey says if Cuomo were to jump in, his voter base would be similar to Adams, whereas Lander is likely to sweep up many of the more progressive votes.
Andrew Cuomo is a master politician, and if he gets in this race, it's going to be a huge cataclysmic splash of a race. He's going to wait till after the election. He's going to assess the situation.
Now, the primary date for the mayoral race is June 24th of next year, which is also my birthday.
Oh, well, happy early birthday.
holidays.
There you go. So it's interesting you mentioned Cuomo and how his voter base is similar to that of Adams. So if he does choose to run, I mean, are we going to see those voters then flock to Cuomo?
Look, as someone who has covered Cuomo for almost 7 years, Cuomo is not jumping in this race unless there's absolutely a pathway for him to win. And speaking to a lot of people close to him, he is very serious about running. But there is a reason why he's talking to so many predominantly black churches right now and speaking to this base, because his base is very similar to Adams, which is black voters and moderate white voters. Now, Lander, on the other hand, he spells bad news for Myrie and Stringer by jumping in the race, because a lot of their voters are similar, very progressive, but Lander has a very well known track record of being a progressive candidate, so he's going to really take away some of those votes. Now, if Cuomo were to jump in the race, a lot of the energy the first couple months would be spent on looking at the sexual harassment allegations and the nursing home COVID deaths during his time as governor, but after that, there is a competitive race to be had there.
Yeah, very interesting. All right, Morgan, thank you so much.